Welcome to Financial Therapy to Prosperity, your guide to financial healing, wellness, and prosperity. At FTP, we believe that true financial wholeness goes beyond budgeting and investment. Our channel is dedicated to explaining the intricate relationship between our emotions and our finances. It delves into our financial therapy and our financial trauma in order to help us get to our journey to financial prosperity. And of course, giving you those credit gems to improve your credit. My name is Tamoa Danielle. I'm a licensed clinical mental health therapist. I am also the CEO of Renew You Consulting, a credit repair company. And last but not least, I am a personal to business development coach. So today's topic is financial trauma and our relationship. This is a topic that is definitely near and dear to me because communication is so important in our relationships when it comes to our finances. If we don't communicate, this can lead to blame and resentment, a loss of trust, something that really impacts our intimacy and leads to emotional distress. It also impacts our future planning together in our relationship. There are so many ways to combat this and to get ahead that we have to start going down the lane of open communication. It is so important. Now, for me, I am always going to say that one thing that we all need is a therapist, some type of life coach, somebody that can come in and help us with our financial situation in terms of our financial distress, our financial trauma, because that can lead to open and honest discussions with your partner. So that is one tool that I will definitely say I believe wholeheartedly that works. But beyond that, you have to start being transparent and open with yourself to understand that the way that your partner grew up and the way that you grew up are totally different things, that we don't realize that we grow up in different types of environments. And this really is what impacts our financial trauma. This is what impacts our money mindset and our money memories. The way that I grew up and watched my parents conduct our budgeting, our finances, paying the bills is totally different from maybe what my spouse did, right? And how they grew up and how their parents and how their lives were impacted. The impacting of debt, the impacting of unemployment, the impacting of all of these things are huge in relationships. And many times we don't talk about it, but we have to start with ourselves. We have to look at ourselves in the mirror and say, what are the things that are really impacting how my mindset revolves around money? What things may have led to me having trauma in regards to my money? I have talked to so many clients, so many couples, and some of them have told me when it comes to money, they just don't want to talk about it with their spouse. It really leads to a physical reaction where they're having anxiety and depression around it. But a lot of that started when they were younger. Many times I've noticed in relationships when it comes to our finances is that you have one spouse that mainly is in control of the finances, the one that pays out the bills, the one that sees what's coming in and going out. I don't believe there's anything wrong with it because I was in a relationship that way and my ex-spouse was thinking, you do everything. I'm not that good at budgeting. You take the helm of making sure everything is paid and that we're good. And while I don't see anything wrong with that, the issue with me in my particular situation is the fact that I wasn't communicating. I wasn't communicating because I wanted the control of everything, but I wanted him to see me a certain way of being able to be responsible. So I thought to myself, if I didn't communicate, then the burden is all on me. I can control everything. I can hold it all down. But that came from my childhood and what I watched. But unfortunately, doing that, I repeated the same cycle and it really took a downturn in terms of our relationship in the financial sense. And my financial trauma and his financial trauma led to so much conflict. For me, it led to me having resentment, but it all started with me wanting to take on the helm, wanting to have the control and the tightening of everything because I wanted to make sure that what happened when I was a child didn't happen to me, but actually it worked opposite and the same exact thing happened to me. So I say that all to say, facing your and dealing with your financial trauma, writing things down that really impact you, writing down your fears around money, your fears around not making enough money, not having enough money, how it impacted you as you grew up, the way that you saw your parents react. You know, you may have been in a household where there were screaming matches regarding money. You may have been in a household where there was complete silence and nobody ever talked about it. Neither way is right or wrong, but there has got to be some kind of middle ground when it comes to our financial trauma and our love relationship. We have to have dual respect for each other. We have to understand that we're coming from two different mindsets, two different sets of homes, two different sets of environment. Because remember, especially if you have children, you are now showing them what you learned. So sometimes there comes a time when you have to discover and make a change and develop your own landscape, not just because of what your parents did, not just because of what you saw or because that's what you think. You have to be open to developing your own plan to develop more healthy ways of coping with the financial trauma. So I really would like for you guys to comment any ideas that you have, anything that you've been through regarding relationships and financial trauma, because I know I'm not the only one. And I know that that is a real thing and a real topic for many of us. I definitely appreciate you coming in and subscribing to my channel. So please subscribe. It's somewhere down here. Definitely comment, like, and share. Share out to 5 people that you know want to improve the health of their finances so that the financial trauma they're dealing with leads to financial therapy and then ultimately leads to their financial prosperity. And remember, the greatest value that you have is within yourself. You are truly your greatest asset. See you next time.